fact, he lies to my mum, and he says that he just sees us every 2 Saturdays.
And do you see him every 2 Saturdays?
Orders.
Okay.
So
do you see him every 2 Saturdays?
Nope. We see him every single day.
Every single day? And how do you do
school, that? He comes to our school.
Oh, does he? And what does he do at the school?
He does sex to us. He kills babies there.
Right.
We eat babies. We drink their blood.
Okay.
Because this is how we do it. So like on Wednesdays is the most special, busiest day, special day.
Okay. We'll take it little bit by little bit. So you say your dad comes to your school every day.
Yes.
What does that mean? He comes to your school every day.
So that means he comes like whenever we have school on Saturdays. He comes and sees us there.
Whereabouts does he come and see you?
My school, Christchurch Primary School.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's where the area we live next to Christchurch Primary School.
Yeah.
Because we live in 5 Patterson Road, and then after he comes to our school.
Okay. So who drops you off at school in the morning?
My mum.
So you get dropped off at school.
Yes.
When you get dropped off at school, what do you do then?
So then they check if the coast is clear, if my mum's not there or anything around the area.
Okay.
So they go, Mr. Morris, the caretaker.
Yeah.
He goes around the school areas and checks if my mum is there or anything, like if the coast is clear.
Right.
And after they call my dad and say that everything's alright, my mum is not there, it's all clear.
How do you know that?
Because they got the number of my dad.
And how do you know that?
Because I heard them talking to my dad. And it was exactly my own dad's voice. Exactly.
So where were you when you heard this caretaker speaking to your dad?
Staff room.
Why were you in the staff room?
Because that's where they do sex to me.
So you've got to school. Right,
yes.
You've got to school. How did you get to school?
So we just go and buy a car though.
So you go by car
yes.
with your mum.
Yes.
Get to the school.
Yes.
So you get out of the car.
Yes.
And where'd you go first of all?
So this is where we park, and there's this little path. You go upstairs, and then there's a little path, and then here's our school.
Yeah.
So then you just walk in, but that's where the infants are. But you have to go further along, and that's where the junior, because I'm in junior. So then when you go in the junior, there's downstairs, and then there's a big playground, and then there's this office and the whole school there.
So you go into the school in the infants part,
yes.
and you walk round to the primary
yes,
part.
So then at the front, when you just come in the room,
okay.
there's an office just at the front. There's a door going in the hallway where we do assembly.
Yeah.
And on the left, you go in, and there's the headmistress office there.
Okay.
And then the staff toilet, and it's just this like where the teachers go and do the typing and work.
Yeah.
And there's upstairs there's year 4 and year 5.
Yeah.
And after, just like I'm in year 4, so in year 4 there's just there, and then year 5 is there on that side,
okay.
And the staff room is just at the front of us.
Okay.
So just walk in the staff room, and then there's this kitchen, and then there's a sofa, and that's where we do sex.
So why do you go in there first of all? Why don't you just go to class?
Like, we go to class sometimes too, yes.
Right, so
we go to class sometimes, yes.
Okay, so you go to class.
Yes.
Okay, and then what happens when you get to class?
And then they got this, in my classroom, they got this little door at the back, right at the back of the classroom. They got a little door, and it's just like a tiny little room. It's all stuffed with sweets, prizes, especially to pay the children with sweets to do sex to them.
Right.
Yeah, so they give sweets as much as they like.
Yeah.
So they give sweets till they're like full, they're done. So because while they eat the sweets, they do sex to them. So they pay them sweets, and then after they do what they want them to do.
Okay.
Because our the children.
Who? What children? What children?
So there's children from our school, 200 children in our school, but it's not like all.
Okay.
There's 20 special children.
Who are these 20 special children?
There's Millie, she's a brown girl.
Millie who?
Millie Cowell.
Millie Cow?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you know she's one of the 20 special children?
Because I know, because she comes and they do sex to her, mostly.
Who's they?
The teachers, the parents, the staff.
Every single teacher or specific teachers?
No, every single. The whole school does it. The whole school, and we got our own church too. So because they do that, because after as I said, we kill babies, we drink their blood, we eat them.
Okay.
But then after so the social services who are in it, they go to families, so if the families can't afford, so they get a baby but they can't look after it or anything, they can't buy food or they can't buy clothes, they can't look after it, so the families who sell their children, so the social services get them, they say they get them to a foster home, but they don't, they get the babies or the children, and then they get Miss Marden, our nurse in our school, she injects the child or baby in the neck, just here though.
Right, okay. And how do you know that?
Because I saw her doing it.
How did you see her doing it?
Because I saw her in the staff room. She was getting this. So she got this injection, and she done it. So the baby was there. It was just sitting on the table.
Right.
And I was just laughing there. And after she just injected her, and I was just like, I slowly went to sleep. But not just like a thud, not like just fell straight away. They put, because it looked like it was slowly moving down like that.
Right.
Yeah. So then after
his baby's gone to sleep.
Yes, and then after they get put on this bit, they get the baby, they hang it upside down.
And how do they hang it upside
with
down?
the string.
From where?
On the wall, because there's this little like is a screw, and they put a string, it's like a circle string, tie it to the legs, hang it upside down, and then they get the knife they use for cutting the baby's head off. So you know this big ones, like this big Chinese ones, which you chop up coconut and stuff.
Right.
Yes, they get cleavers, aren't they? No.
Okay.
I don't know what they're called.
You've described it well enough.
Yes.
Okay.
So then because our dad, he forces me and Gabriel to do it. But because we can't, we're not strong enough to cut the baby's head off, he does us to hold the knife, and he puts his hand at the top of our hand, and he helps us to cut the baby's head off. Because he's teaching me and Gabriel, so when we're older, to do it to our own children and do this kind of stuff to our own children.
Where is it this that happens?
The church, in the kitchen in our church.
The kitchen in the church.
Yes, they got. Yes.
So right, this string. Tell me about this string.
So it's just like, it's not just like just a thin normal string. It's a bit thick. It's like maybe that thick.
Okay.
And then they tie around.
Okay.
Like in a circle.
Right.
Hang it up on
Where do they tie it to on the baby?
So it's like on legs. So they put the legs together, tie it on.
Yeah.
And so it's like one string around and then one string attached.
Yeah.
And it's hanging upside down. They get the knife, but they don't just cut it off absolutely. It's still on. So they slide the head off, but it's still hanging on.
So okay.
Yes, and then there's a big white bowl on the floor, and then the blood drips in, and then we pour it in a big silver goblet.
Okay, so where's this white bowl? Where did they get the white bowl from?
They bought the big white bowl.
From where?
There's any shop, any white.
And where did they get the bowl? Where did they get the bowl from this time?
Any shop like this. So you know.
But you obviously didn't see them get the bowl.
No, I don't know. I don't know what shop. But I think they went to this. What is it called? Next to Brent Cross.
Okay.
It's near Brent Cross.
And where is it kept at the
in a cupboard. In a cupboard.
What cupboard?
There's this just like a normal cupboard. So it's like
Whereabouts?
like a cupboard, like a kitchen cupboard.
Right. Okay.
So
where is this kitchen cupboard?
There's a kitchen in the church and in a school.